Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the Meshivas Nefesh series. Coming at you today from my seriously foggy porch. It's a little bit before 8 this morning, and Ramat Beit Shemesh is shrouded in some serious clouds. Normally, you can see behind those houses across from me. You should be able to see across the park and see buildings, but nothing there today, just fog. Anyway, we're going to hit the old Meshivas Nefesh. It's not easy these days. Living in quarantine, living with social separation. I know I go through such ups and downs. It is definitely not easy. But I'm going to do my best to connect with Meshivas Nefesh and try to lift myself up and try to spread the good word. So I'm going to share my screen. Tes kishemischazik u'mishaber hamaniyos. When someone breaks through the obstacles that are blocking him from proceeding and continuing this path of serving God and being a good dude. All right, so now you're not letting anything hold you back, and you keep moving forward, and you're moving to the next level. Whatever level you are, you're moving on to the next one. You know what that does to your friends? That does really good things to your friends, because Rebbe Nachman teaches us two people can't be on the same level. Everybody's different. Nobody's exactly in the same place. When you rise up, you push your friends higher. Your friend maybe was on that madriga that you're on now, and you pushing your friend further. It's called Haben in Yiddish, when you lift up your buddies. I'm not sure how this works, if it's some kind of spiritual thing, you don't have to connect to your friend, or maybe it's just when you move up, your friend gets pushed on when you relate to them. I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of both. Moving on. When a person notices that he's having sexual thoughts, sexual fantasies, and he does not get caught up in those fantasies, but rather he moves his mind away from them. This, Rebbe Nachman tells us, that is the main tshuva on Pagam HaBris. That is the main tshuva, because that is called tshuvas hamishkal. Anytime a person got so caught up that he ended up actually doing a physical avera in a sexual way, it's because it all started with the thoughts. So when a person gets overwhelming sexual thoughts, don't get down. This is your chance. This is your chance to move forward. You say goodbye thoughts. Whatever you do, you move your mind to something else, or even just the fact that you notice it. See, Rebbe Nachman says, when a person notices that he's getting sexual thoughts, the first step is just to notice them, because the way we get caught up in something is not noticing it. We just immediately, identify with that thought, and we're there, and we're not noticing that we're having those thoughts. So we notice the thoughts, and then you can break away from the desire, and then you can move away from them. There's a thought there, but I'm going to move on. This is my opportunity to do tshuva samishkal, to do the tshuva which is equal to the sin, because it all starts with the mind, especially when it comes to sexual activity, negative activity, I should say specifically, because that's what we're talking about over here. So this is the way to move forward and lift up those fallen sparks. Yud. You got to know this. The whole world is filled with Hashem's kavod. Malo kala arts kavodo. There is not a single place that is absent of God. He fills all worlds. He surrounds all worlds. Memali kol ha'amin v'soiviv kol ha'amin. And even someone whose main business is involved with non-Jews, he's in places, he connects to people perhaps that are not so spiritual. There's no excuse to say, look, I can't serve God. I'm constantly involved with people who are totally ensconced in physicality, and there's absolutely no way for me to serve God. No. He says it's not a good excuse, because in every physical thing, and in every language, in every expression, you could find godliness, because without Hashem's godly essence filling up those things, they have no existence whatsoever. It's just that when you're in some places, it's kind of hard to connect because God is, so to speak, melubash bil malbushim yoter. Hashem is more enclosed, more hidden. But even just recognizing that God is here with me in this place, that already is a breakthrough. And when we bring Hashem with us wherever we go, and we remember it, even though we can't see it, but maybe Hashem will then open up to us. So Rebbe Nachman continues, because of this, you must know that even if you're in the place of the Klippas, I don't know where that might be, I've never been there myself. And you're on a very low level, and you feel like, man, I cannot connect to Hashem. I'm in such a low place. I feel like I'm so distant from Hashem. But I must know that even in that place, I can find Hashem. Even in that place, I can connect to Hashem. Even no matter where I am, I can connect to Hashem and do tshuva shlema. Wow, some crows. I don't know if you hear them. Crows crowing. Kilo rechoko hi mimcha. God is not far away from you. Hashem is not far away from you. Ela shebim komcho shamra b'levushim. It's just sometimes in some places, there's a lot of coverings. There's a lot of layers. Hashem is hidden. Hashem hides himself from us. But you're never too far. No matter where you are, you got to reach out and say, Hashem, I want to connect to you from right here. Now, some have done averos, so many averos, such terrible sins, that they fall into a place that's called hastar shebetoch hastar. What does this mean? Well, first of all, if somebody does a sin, we know avar v'shana nasa lo keheter. If you sin and you continue sinning, eventually, once, twice, eventually you have a feeling that it's not really such a big deal. What did I do anyway? It's really okay. You know, it's healthy to let out some steam sometimes, or whatever excuses we have for ourselves. But at that point, a person really knows, if he turns to himself and he says, am I really doing the right thing? He knows it's not the right thing. He knows he's justifying. But when a person continues in the path of just doing whatever the heck he wants, then Hashem Yisparach hides from him in a place it's called Hastar Shebetoch Hastar. A person can get so lost that he thinks that he's actually doing the right thing. He's living a healthy way. You kidding me? Of course, I'm health. Of course, there's no God. Anyone who thinks there is a God is deluding themselves. Those people are the real fools. Now, in that place, it's called Hastar Shebetoch Hastara, where you're so lost and you're so far gone that you think everything is good. And you don't realize how messed up your life is and how messed up your thoughts are and how messed up your mind is. In that situation, it's really hard to find Hashem Yisparach. The only way out is we must learn Torah. We must be involved in learning Torah. The Torah straightens our minds. The Torah opens us up. The Torah tells us about Hashem Yisparach. And the real Torah, the deepest Torahs, are the ones that give us hope that we will never give up. Never. You know, it's easy to give up if you think things are good. You just automatically give up. You're so far gone that you think your life is perfect. Without Hashem Yisparach in your life, without connecting to Ruchnius, without connecting to spirituality, without prayer, Torah, all that good stuff. But when we learn Torah and we're involved in learning Torah, it will constantly open us up again. And the tzadikei emes, the true tzaddikim, the real tzaddikim, the ones who teach us the Torah, they will bring us close to Hashem Yisparach no matter where we fall, no matter how far we are. And in those deep places, in those distant places, in those places where it feels very disconnected from spirituality, very disconnected from Ruchnius, very disconnected from our souls, in those places specifically, there's enclosed an incredibly high chiyas. It's called Sisrei Torah, the secrets of the Torah. So if we fall very far, if we fall into difficult and disconnected places, we must remember and we must know that from that place we can connect, because there is a very deep chiyas in that place. There is a very real chiyas, a very, very high connection waiting for us to uncover. And when someone who's so far, like we said, The farther you are, the greater revelation of Hashem's name it is in the world when you connect, when you reconnect to Hashem Yisparach. Let us all be blessed to connect to Hashem Yisparach from wherever we are, to notice our disconnection, to notice when we are falling away, to notice when we have negative thoughts, be aware of them, and remind ourselves that we can come back, we can connect, we're not too far, things are not as terrible as they seem, and we can reconnect. Please, God, help us connect to you, help us open up to what we really want deep inside. Guys, it ain't easy with this whole coronavirus thing going on and the social distancing, but we can connect even from where we are. We might not have a minyan necessarily, and we might not have the situation that we think we need in order to connect to Hashem, but Hashem is, no matter where we are, we can connect. We must internalize what Rebbe Nachman is teaching us, that no matter what situation we're in, no matter what we've done, no matter who we've done it to, we can connect, we can open up. We just need to turn to Hashem Yisparach and say, God, help me open up, help me connect to you. Have a wonderful day.